red wine, okay? And after they braise it, they slice it in. All right. So this one, what you're gonna get tomorrow, okay? You're gonna get parsley, garlic, Parmesan cheese, pecorino romano, breadcrumb, egg, mix it all together. You're done. Okay. Now after that, you're gonna go ahead and pound some pork loin. All right. Now with pounding, a lot of people get this misconstrued. A lot of people think pounding equals I'm gonna get my frustration out. So they're gonna go ahead and beat damn living daylights out of this piece of meat. You can actually mess the piece of meat up by doing that. Okay? And the action is, and you probably Foundations 3, you did this, right? Where you made a scallopini. I don't know if Chef talked about it. When you hit it, you kind of pull towards you or pull away. Why would you pound this piece of meat? Make it tender. Okay. Is this a meat that has a lot of fat in it? No, it's lean, right? A lot of times you're gonna go ahead and take a lean piece of meat, pound it down thin. Why do you think? And in pulling this, I'm also, as I'm pounding it, I'm pulling it out, right? Do you guys see that? Okay. Really, really, really important. What's one thing you need to be careful of? Having holes, okay? Tearing. So it's important that you kind of hit like this, because if you start going like that, see how it's starting to create that divot? That's not what you're looking for. All right, so go ahead. Okay, and if you can tell right here, okay, I like to go ahead and turn it around, and this is the part that I want to present, okay, because in the back it looks a little bit more kind of beat up. All right, so this little spot here.
What is this dish called we're making?
Braciole Calabresi.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take the mixture. Okay, spread it around. Okay. Now, there's different ways I've seen it done. Okay, I've seen people that they go ahead and they put toothpicks in it. That's kind of like the mom and pop way of doing it. They'll go ahead, roll it up, put toothpicks in it. But since we're in culinary school, we're going to take it a little bit further and work on our trussing, right? I think it's important to practice that skill, right? So while we do that, I'm going to go ahead, and I personally like to bring in the ends a little bit. It's going to do two things for me. It's going to go ahead and make sure that the sides don't come out, right? And it's going to give me a nice little cannon. Now, avant-garde style that I've seen, they put something called meat glue, transglutamate. Okay, transglutamate is things that you find in when they get that cheap bologna and cheap stuff that they go ahead and cheap salami that they go and take the turkey meat, mix it all together and bond it together. Okay, but in the industry, what it's taken on now is that people like to go ahead and take it, and instead of trussing it, they'll go ahead and put this powder, and now it looks like it's trussed or it's together, and now you don't have to worry about it coming apart. Okay, this is, if you ever go to Vegas, and a buddy of mine worked out in Vegas, and there's those filet dishes, the filet meals that you go ahead and you pay $9.99 or 16-ounce filet, $9.99. What they would go ahead and do is buy a whole tenderloin, and the ends and pieces they would go ahead and take all these pieces and roll it around, okay, in this powder, and then put it in PVC pipe and press it overnight. It's cold activated. It works. It gets activated with cold temperature, okay. And then after that, they go and take it out, slice it, sear it. You can't tell the difference, okay. That couple of Iron Chefs, a guy went and he took skirt steak and he put one on top of the other, one on top of the other with this powder, and he made one thick steak. Okay.
Where can you buy that?
You can buy it online. Ahinomoto is the company that makes it. It's a Japanese company. First thing, nice and tight right here, right? Okay. Then what I like to do is just like this. Okay. Bring it over. Done. I want to go ahead and make sure. Okay. Pull it. And then pull it away from me to kind of lock it. So towards me to kind of tighten up the circle. And once it's nice and tight, to keep it tight, you tighten it this way. Okay. So here, now it's tight. Again. Okay. And be careful, okay, with overfilling this. I know that we're in America. We like to put a lot of things in, right? Put a whole bunch of stuff in there. That means it's going to be good, right? Sometimes, yes. But like I said, everything deserves its place, right? Now, I don't know if they talked about this in Foundations 3. You want to go ahead and kind of bring it, kind of loop it. Did they talk about that? On the Food Network?
No.
Cooking channel? Huh?
The LCB.
Oh yeah? The Cordon Bleu Network? They got their own channel. Alright. And with this one, I'm having a little bit of trouble here.
Chef, can we use it to make the same dish like using chicken instead of pork?
Yes, if you have dietary restrictions, yes sir. I could get you some chicken. Or, you know, another time it's done with flank steak. I have flank steak also. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and tie that bad boy here. Nice little knot. Okay. Done. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this little piece right here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and season it. Now, there's a couple of different ways, and olive oil. You guys love olive oil, right? Olive oil is all the best thing ever, right? It's great, got good flavor, this, that, the other. It's really good with Italian food, right? Extra virgin olive oil is a high heat or low heat?
Low heat.
Low heat, so that means that it's at a real low heat, it's gonna burn, right? So if I put it in a really hot pan, it's gonna just burn up quickly, right? Soybean is a high heat or low heat?
High heat.
So what we're gonna do is do kind of like a blend. We're gonna make our own house blend. You know, when you go to the supermarket, you get a 90-10 blend of 90% soybean, 10%, right? Well, I'm gonna go ahead. This is soybean oil. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit in here, just a little ring. Okay. Now, when you put oil, try to put it in a hot pan. Okay. But the simple reason is that the viscosity of the oil is gonna go ahead and spread out. So a lot of times you put oil in a cold pan, what happens is you put it in, and then once it gets hot, it starts to expand, and now you're frying. Does that make sense? You don't want to go ahead and do that. With a squirt bottle, you can go ahead and I get away with it a little bit. I do a little circle, done. Okay, it's a wrap. All right. Now, a little bit of salt. Okay. Notice I did not season the inside of it. All right. Why? Got some cheese. We're gonna put this, we got seasoning in that actual mixture. Okay. Okay, some pepper. Okay. And then one thing what I'm gonna do, and you're gonna see this. This is kind of, you ever watch a lot of great chefs cook? Gordon Ramsay. You watch any of the high-end chefs cook? They'll go ahead and do this kind of blend. they'll go ahead and put a little bit of a high heat oil in here, and then they'll use a really fruity, a real kind of a good oil to go cook with, okay? The reason why, this is the equivalent of taking that Pam. You know, people take Pam and they spray the thing down, right? And they put it on the grill or something like that. This is the same thing. Oil on oil is going to create a better sear, okay? It's not going to stick, all right? What are we looking for as far as the pan itself? We already talked about it. Can I do it right now? What am I looking for? We're looking for smoke, right? We're looking for what I call sexy legs. Chefs love sexy legs. What I'm looking for is in a wine glass, when people swirl wine, and we'll talk about that later, the thing that comes down is legs, okay? That's what they refer to as legs, the lines that come down. That tells the viscosity of the wine. What I'm looking for here is sexy legs. This is gonna be so hot. Legs are gonna come down, you're gonna see, okay, it's almost there. When it's really perfect, it'll go ahead and kind of go like an S. That means that the oil is at the highest potential, okay? Okay, and you're gonna see also a lot of times, a lot of chefs refer to ripple. There's like a ripple effect, okay? I'm gonna keep this here so you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay, as you start looking at it, all right, we're almost smoking. You see the smoke? Now that we got it going, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sear it. Okay, you guys hear that noise? That's what you're looking for. If you put this in a pan and it makes no noise, then we're not doing the right job. Okay, so each group we're gonna go ahead and you guys are gonna get about I would say about 2 or 3 of these little fillets. We're gonna cut these pieces of pork loin for you. One thing that I didn't discuss, and you should, you know, are you familiar with pork loin where it has that membrane on the top? Okay, it can be kind of tough. We're going to go ahead and clean that piece off, okay? So you have to clean that or else it's going to be really hard when you start making your braciole. You're going to have a part that's going to be really, really tough, all right? Now, what you're going to do in here is that you're going to go ahead and sear it, okay? After that, you're going to go ahead and deglaze with red wine, okay? Deglaze with a little bit of red wine and let it come down all set. Once it's all set, you guys know what I mean by all set, right? Once it's all set, we're going to put a little bit of tomato sauce, and the recipe says a little bit of chicken stock, okay? I've seen it also where they put a little tiny bit of veal stock. What the veal stock does, it gives it a little bit more meatiness to it. Okay, it gives that sauce a little bit more depth. Okay, and then a little tiny sprig of rosemary. You guys ever worked with rosemary before? Can we agree that a little bit goes a long way? Okay, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do.
If you don't want rosemary, so you got that real rosemary taste, right?
No, rosemary. What reaction am I looking for here? Colored reaction? Maillard reaction, right? What's Maillard reaction? Caramelization in proteins, right? And meat, caramelization in meat. Anything after that is called caramelization, right? They don't say Maillard onions. Do they say that? Would you like your cheesesteak with Maillard onions? Okay. Now, to kind of speed this up a little bit, what we have over here, we have a little bit of the veal stock, with the red line. Okay. And a little bit of tomato sauce, okay? It was already in the bill stock. Alright? Now what you guys are gonna have is a basic tomato sauce, okay? I'm gonna go ahead, get it to about here, okay? You guys look at the consistency. We're gonna go ahead and cook this for about a good 15 to 20 minutes. Doesn't have to be that long cook time. So 15-20 minutes is about a good cook time for this, right? Now, what temperature are we looking for this? 165 because it is stuffed.
Oh, it's stuffed, right?
Right? It's stuffed. So make sure that you temp it. You don't want to go ahead and serve a 145 pork. You're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna burn my hand. You're gonna go ahead and cover it. Aluminum foil. I got fancy and stole some tops. Go ahead and put this bad boy in the oven. All right. Now, through the magic of TV, this is the finished product.
Ooh, shake and bake.
Shake and bake. I'm shake. He's baked. They call him the magic man because now you see him, now you don't. All right. So that's the actual finished product. What you're gonna do after this, guys, you're gonna let it rest after the 15 minutes is cooked. After it hits temp, right? You're gonna go ahead and cut the string, right? After you cut the string, there's a couple of different ways I've seen it. Some people, the rustic presentation, they just serve it just like that on a plate. Sauce, parsley, have a nice day. All right? We're gonna go ahead and slice it. Just to work on our slicing, fan it out a little bit, right? And we'll get back to this in a second. All right? So this is ready to go. We got the other one going. And that's Braciole. Okay? Do you guys have any questions based on that?
Yes. Are we gonna do that individually? I mean, as a group, but
You
each
can-
one is gonna do one?
Yeah, you're gonna get 3 pieces. Each group's gonna get 3 pieces. All right? You do your 3 pieces. I would like to see you guys practice that. Okay?
So do all 3 pieces go in the same pot?
That's correct. The most important part of it is to go ahead and roll it, go through the whole process of trussing, right? So pounding out the meat,